Hello, music fans. You're watching Death by Unicorn, where we talk about metal, rock, and prog. And this is What's New in 2024, where I talk about new albums that came out over the past week and give my quick first impressions of them. Today, I'm going to talk about 6 new albums that came out, and I'll talk about them in my order of preference. But the top 3 are really kind of interchangeable. They're all very close in quality. It's pretty hard for me to order them. But I'm going to start with an album by an American band. It's their 3rd album. It's technical death metal with thrash metal, melodic death metal, progressive metal, and heavy metal influences. I'm talking about a band called either Replacire or Replacire. I don't know how to pronounce the name of the band. It's Replacire, and their album's called The Center That Cannot Hold. This is in my excellent tier here. It features a guitarist that I really enjoy named Ki Po Hawk. He's played live with Native Construct, a band that I love, and also has released great instrumental prog metal as a solo artist. So that's what got me interested in this band and this album. I've also played a collaborative track with Ki Po Hawk called Purifery that's on my channel. It features a guest guitar solo from him. Check it out on my YouTube, Bandcamp, and SoundCloud. That's my shameless plug there. And for this album by Replacire, I heard the title track, which was released ahead of time as a single. It's intense, it's brutal, it's heavy, it's technical, fast guitar playing. The whole album has that same intensity and speed, but there are also a couple nice moments that slow down the tempo. Check this album out if you're a fan of bands like The Faceless. The second single that I heard from the album, A Fine Manipulation, sounds even more like The Faceless. Most of the vocals are harsh, but in that song they even have some clean vocal moments as well. My favorite track on the album on first listen was the opening track, which punches you right in the face right at the beginning. It's called Bloody Tongued and Screaming. Check it out if you want some intense technical death metal in the style of The Faceless. Next up, I want to talk about a band called Rendezvous Point and their album Dream Chaser. This is also in my excellent tier, very close in quality. Maybe I'll end up even liking it more than Replacire. It's the 3rd album by this Norwegian band. This is progressive metal. And for this one by Rendezvous Point, I heard the single Don't Look Up. That's what got me interested in checking out the album. The whole album contains sweet guitar riffing with some gent syncopated rhythms, but it doesn't really have that gent sound to it because I think they use 6-string guitars instead of 7 or 8. All the vocals on this album are clean and accessible here, so it's not a difficult listen or anything for people who don't like screaming, but it's got that metal intensity to the music. Could be a good gateway for people into progressive metal. If that sounds good to you, check out Rendezvous Point and Dream Chaser. And then the 3rd album in my excellent tier for this week is Pepe Deluxe with their album Comix, Sonix. This is the 6th album by this Finnish band. Are they Finnish? Did I get that right? That's what I have in my notes. For some reason, I thought they might have been French from their name, but it's psychedelic rock with electronica, hip-hop, baroque pop, art rock, and progressive rock influence. And it's very weird music. Everything I've heard from Pepe Deluxe has been very eclectic, very weird. I think fans of Bent Knee will like it. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard fans might like this due to all the genre hopping and experimentation on here. Maybe Mr. Bungle fans would like it too. The song Sweet Baby Son also gave me some Mike Oldfield vibes from time to time, especially in the parts with female vocals. Reminded me of Mike Oldfield songs that also have female vocals. The whole album has an interesting blend of male and female vocals that are sometimes catchy, other times bizarre, and the genre mixing is very unique. You don't hear too many albums with this combination of sounds, both from the proggy drumming and what sounds like sampled beats with record scratching, the male and female vocals and horns. And just, it's very interesting to listen to and sometimes it's jumping around a lot and it's hard to tell, like, do I like all of this, or is it just really interesting and bizarre to hear? But I feel like I need to listen to it more. I've listened to it twice so far, and it's been very interesting. I'm really keen on hearing more of their stuff, as this is the first album of theirs that I've heard in full. Very interesting stuff. Check out Pepe Deluxe and Comix Sonix if that sounds good to you. Now we're moving down to my very good tier, slightly below excellent. I've got Alcest with Les Chants de l'Horreur. This is the 7th album by this French band, and it's post-metal. It's got some black metal, shoegaze, and post-rock, as well as dream pop influences in there. The single that I heard from this one by Alcest is called L'Envol, and it's a really beautiful atmospheric track that fans of Death Heaven and Astronoid should like. It even sounds like there's a bit of Porcupine Tree and Steven Wilson influence in here. Most of the vocals on L'Envol are clean, but there's a mix of male and female vocals, and there are some harsh black metal shrieks at times. The whole album here has this melancholy atmosphere to it. It's very solid, but it just didn't wow me enough to get into my excellent tier. I still highly recommend it. Alcest, Les Chants de l'Horreur. Check it out if that sounds good to you. And another one in my very good tier is Pond and their album Stung. This is the 10th album by this Australian band. It's psychedelic rock with pop, electronic, and space rock influences. Another one that fans of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard like, maybe also for fans of Motor Psycho. It's accessible, it's catchy, and it's easy to listen to, while at the same time being eclectic, psychedelic, spacey, and trippy. Perhaps fans of early Pink Floyd and the Syd Barrett era would also like this album from Pond. And I think I even hear some Jimi Hendrix influence. Check it out if that sounds good to you. It's Pond and their album Stung. Lastly, I want to talk about an EP. This is just in my good tier, an EP by a band called Along Came a Spider. It's called The Fall, and this is an American melodic metalcore band. And if you want to hear some metalcore with just really catchy melodic vocal hooks, this is definitely a band to check out. Their single Let Go has the typical metalcore formula of brutally heavy verses with harsh vocals and a really catchy, clean vocal chorus. All done really well with some electronic influences in there, but it doesn't go too far in that electronic direction to get annoying. The vocals are the standout on this EP. They're expertly performed. They have some of that emo influence to them, so you have to be a fan of that to enjoy this. I think fans of Escape the Fate should like this, and Bullet for My Valentine. I think they'll like this as well. There weren't as many guitar-driven standout moments like those bands have, so that's kind of why I have this in my good tier. I think the band has potential to make an album that would crack into my very good tier, and I look forward to hearing what they do next. That's an EP by Along Came a Spider called The Fall. That's it for my first impressions of these 6 albums that I listened to over the past week. Let me know what you thought about these releases down below in the comments, and let me know if you heard about anything else great that came out recently that you think I'd enjoy. Stay tuned for next time. Peace out.